Hello everyone, it's GMG and I welcome you to this new video. Today we are going to talk about security cameras, but certainly one of the security cameras that you might say looks simple like that, and yet it gathers everything you might expect from a security camera. Its nickname is the Reolink Elite Floodlight WiFi. To give you an idea, it has two lenses that can cover up to 180 degrees, a variable intensity light up to 3000 lumens. You can set it to either white or yellow. Infrared, night vision or color, local storage, therefore no additional fees, dual band Wi-Fi 6, the 105 decibel siren, artificial intelligence recognition to know if it is dogs, animals or cars being detected so that you receive the appropriate application. Oh yeah, because having products in photos is good, but seeing them in video is better. So unleash yourself and discover everything from DigiSci-Tech on the smartphone. Well, enough chit-chat, I will go straight to talking about the camera. You'll see that there are quite a lot of technologies, and you think they did well to include them like that. And a little bit about the contents of the box. In the box, we will indeed have our camera. So the camera module with the two lights and all, is true that it has a design. We will also have a rail to attach it directly to the wall. We will also have a plate at the back. We'll see some screws, okay? And especially a USB to USB Type-C cable, okay? Again, for the data, it can be good, and especially for us, we will have a cable for 220 volts power. 5 meters to power it directly, either from a socket or your local network. Well, let's talk a bit about the camera and especially about your presentation. We will have two large lighting modules that you can orient in all directions, which is quite nice. We'll have our camera module below, okay, normal. Underneath the camera, there will be a small hatch once again with two small screws that will allow access to either the USB Type-C port to connect it to retrieve some data, either to insert a micro SD card, we'll see that later too, or a small reset button in case you manage to crash the camera, which hasn't happened to us yet. So, and then on the other module, we'll have two lenses, okay? And especially small LEDs, there you go, we'll see that later. Because yes, that's one of the things that will immediately catch your eye. You'll say, yeah, but they put two lenses. And yes, because the lenses now, they are especially ultra wide angle, let's say 90 degrees. So if we place two lenses well with a rather smart setup, we manage to cover an angle of 180 degrees, almost a panoramic view. There you go. In 4K ultra high definition with an 8 million pixel lens, we will indeed have exceptional clarity. So in fact, we'll have a solution. We'll see the assembly because it's really two lenses that will allow for much wider coverage, and that's really the big strength. We will cover our entire walkway or our entire garage, the front of a store, a garden. In fact, you will see everything effortlessly, and then we can choose what we want to detect or not. And to go with that, my dear lady, since the cameras will see well, there will also need to be lighting. We are offered a powerful LED lighting. So with that, you won't miss anything up to 3000 lumens again, and a range, they claim, of up to 12 meters. And you will especially be able to adjust a bit between a warm light at 3000 or rather a cool light at 6000. You can manage a bit if you want a picture with a rather cool white light or a warm yellow light. You can do it directly from the camera or turn them on or off, as we will see that it also has infrared. And since I know it seems complicated, there is an automatic mode. There is an automatic mode with AI that manages everything on its own. You will see it's incredible. Then, like all good security cameras, it will have detection, but here it will have intelligent detection. And as you have seen, thanks to AI, now a camera is capable of knowing if it is a car, an animal, or a human. So when you receive a notification, it's not just like, yeah, you have a detection, you have an animal, human, or vehicle detection. So depending on what the camera detects, you can either activate the flashes or not, activate the siren because there's also a siren, or record a voice message saying, look, I'm not home, leave the package at the door, or go away, filthy vagrant, leave me alone. Our camera obviously includes a micro SD, which will allow you to make your backups internally. It supports a micro SD up to 512 giga. So you will be able to store quite a lot already. And then we'll see in the application, you can either record in a loop or directly leave it on the card, or go to your phone to view the card, download the parts you're interested in. When we see it further, it selects only the important moments. And if you do not want to store on the memory card, yeah, but the memory card, well, I always have excuses. You will also be able to store with the Reolink NVR, once again, a station that will directly save your home, either with the Reolink Heim Hub series. Once again, there you will not have another solution, or if you have an FTP server or a NAS, you will be able to save directly onto it. There you go, no subscription. Our camera is finally Wi-Fi 6. Gone are the cameras that only work on 2 GHz 4, which is often a bit less than what you have. You will have Wi-Fi 5 and even be able to have Wi-Fi 6. And the advantage, once again, of Wi-Fi 6 is that it reaches further. There are better speeds. There is better encryption. There you go. Wi-Fi 6 is much better. It's interesting that the camera has this latest generation. So we are told the camera also supports WPA3 encryption for data security. Once again, from your camera's transmission to your Wi-Fi, it's also important. Well, you will have understood our camera does not include a battery because batteries after several years are the only way to eventually experience breakdowns. Here at least, you plug it directly into the 220 volts, either via the cable that was provided to us. Once again, you connect the junction. There are 3 wires, 3 colors, so you shouldn't make a mistake. Normally you use the same colors. It's not red on blue. We're not in that movie. You connect directly and plug into a 220 outlet, or if the cable is too long, you can shorten it. The cable that was delivered with it is 5 meters long, so we had more than enough. Or if you have an electrical installation, once again, you call an electrician, they run a 220 line directly to the camera, it's not bad. And for those who will say to me, yeah, but if the thieves cut the 220, if they come with batons and masks and an Audi R8 to reinforce, well then, let's stop getting a bit too extreme. Even so, in case, since you have a socket, you can very well connect an external battery. You connect an external battery, for example, from EcoFlow, because I have a lot of those. You plug in your 220 battery, if your battery is EcoFlow, your EcoFlow battery, into a 220 socket. If there's no electricity on the 220, the battery takes over. There you go. There are alternative solutions, but you shouldn't go to extremes. Anyway, if it's Ocean 11 robbing you, you don't stand a chance. Our camera is, of course, IP66. So it's not the same thing at the bottom of the pool. We agree.
What is the point?
There you go. Well, otherwise, you can put it directly on the ceiling. It resists weather, water, splashes, snow, all that. Again, protect it a little bit. You know, let's not push our luck, but know that it is still rated IP66. And as you may have seen, our camera is rather easily adjustable, whether it's for the LEDs or for the projectors. You'll really be able to position them in any direction. They really did the actions well. That's everything that allows you to either mount it on the ceiling or on a wall. There you go. On any support, you will be able to fix it, and therefore you will be able to adjust your lens and especially your flashes depending on what you want to film. And it's really interesting because many say, oh yeah, when I want to film, I'd really need a 180-degree angle in front of the camera to be able to film from here to there. And we will see that as the lenses are extremely wide on the sides, you can very well position yourself right to the side of the camera like this, look at it, and it will see you. Because for me, there's no doubt, once I opened the door, it started detecting me even though it was supposed to be capturing in front. We'll see about that later. Because yes, whether it's for a parking lot, a driveway, the entrance of a house, a store, there are really all the configurations that will be possible. You will be able to go really far, especially through the app. Well, when you use the app directly, once again, I already had the old Reolink, which I still use. So you will be able to, well, you click more, and then you will be able to, well, either it will ask you to scan, for example, the QR code that is directly on the camera. We can pair it. Once you've paired it once, it's good. Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz. I don't have Wi-Fi 6, but if one day I do, I could also set it to Wi-Fi 6. You can also configure it using only Bluetooth. For instance, yes. But as for Wi-Fi, blah, 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 right? Or it doesn't work because, well, you will be able to configure it via Bluetooth with your phone. Again, you need to be within 10 meters of the camera to detect the Bluetooth. But it provides an alternative by saying the camera is there, it records locally, and I can connect with my phone. From the moment it picks up Bluetooth, and then that's when it starts, because it sees big, it sees even very big, it sees wide, even very wide, maybe even a little too wide, because I wasn't asking it to film the road, and yet it still saw people passing by and everything. So that's where we'll see that the application is important. Come on, when we open the application a little, we'll really have, well, our camera, once again, we see what we see. So we really have a panoramic view. You will be able to activate, or no, not quite. For example, you receive detection and you want to scare someone or an animal, you can set the alarm. You will also be able to activate the flash at night to scare them. Well, you will also be able to view multiple cameras on your account, even from different brands, but different models. I have a model from another brand, and we can put them all on there. And the most interesting part will be for us later. We'll see the settings. But where we go further is already, we'll do a small test outside so you can already see the camera's quality. There you go. We're not making a vlog, all right? But this thing with two lenses like that, it can confuse you. And we'll see when we get very, very close, you'll see a bit of a difference. But again, it's not for making vlogs. It's made for security cameras to see a bit further away. I'm cleaning it.
All right, I will try a small real-time recording so you can see my hair there. If it is in navigation mode, I will take off the microphone feedback. So what we can see is that you see how it works. That's where when it doesn't work anymore, when I do like this there, you see a bit, you notice the difference between the two lenses. But actually, as soon as you move back a bit, it works. So one of the things that was quite impressive, and as a result, since we have two lenses, you can see, I'm in the angle of the, yes, I see the camera there. In the light, normally with any camera, you can't see it. Same in the other direction. Yes, okay, there it is. A small adjustment. There it is. So the camera has an incredible angle. And it's really going to make a difference instead of having a motorized camera where you will always be afraid of missing something. So thanks to its ultra-wide angle, it's incredible. And then, well, you'll be able to adjust it. You can set it either rather close to here or all the way over there. But we've seen that the camera sees more than what it displays. And behind me and the people passing over there in the back, that's the point, we'll see later, to set the detection zones.
And undo, and then we go back into our application to see the alarm settings. You will be able to adjust the detection alert. You will be able to choose a detection zone or not. Because actually, well, it covers so wide that you might say, yes, but for example, me, I don't want the road. Or for example, opposite is the neighbor's door. I don't want it. It's useless. Every time the neighbor comes in or out, it's fine. So you can also draw on the map. It's fun. You draw on the screen the places you don't want it to detect. If you want it to detect only your driveway, your entrance, things like that and all, well, it's really the little detail that well, personally, I loved it. My little drawings on it, they tell me, oh yeah, it's true that I see someone passing on the road. And well, it detects, but I'm not interested in that. I just want to know if there's someone in front of my door or coming in, then there will be a mode that will indicate movement. So it is still in beta, but there you will be able to indicate the size of the object and the sensitivity. Once again, quite a few settings and everything inside to choose the size of the objects. It's true that I have a cat, which is not it's the neighbor's cat, but it keeps passing either directly. We'll see behind the gate, it also detects it, but also inside, or sometimes it comes in, walks around and all. Each time detection, I could say, no, I want slightly bigger animals. The bears. You can adjust the sensitivity level a little and realize it might work a bit too well. And then you can set the auto or smart mode that will allow you to detect either people directly or only people, vehicles, or animals. So there you go. And once again, you can say, I want people. I don't care about cars, animals too, or just animals, because that's your thing, or just cars. And then you can also choose the size of the object. We saw it in the settings a bit earlier. Okay, so now you're thinking, oh yeah, that's already pretty good. And you'll see there is this little menu in addition, which will completely change your view of the product, as this camera offers perimeter protection via AI. You'll see there are 3 modes, one of which you'll like. Come on. The first mode will be the line crossing alert. In fact, you will be able to define a line in the field of view of this camera, and the camera will trigger the alarm when people, vehicles, or animals cross the line in the defined direction. Either people crossing the line to enter your place, or people crossing the line to leave your place. Zone intrusion alert. Well, you get it. You can define a camera's field of vision and detection, so you'll have an alarm each time someone crosses the line. For example, I say here, this is my place. If someone crosses the line to enter my zone, then boom, detection. And that's whether it's a man or or a car or an animal. You choose. I had put everything there. So I kept receiving notifications. And finally, the most important mode, loitering alert in the area. You will be able to define an area once again for your device, which will trigger when people, vehicles, animals enter and stay there for a certain time. And there, basically, it's like this. It's not just someone crossing the zone, it's someone crossing the zone and staying there. For example, if you have a store or things like that, there you go. There automatically will say, she's been there too long, bam, notification. It's better than having an intrusion alarm. Someone crossing the line. Okay, no, I want someone who crosses the line but stays there, for at least a certain amount of time. And then notification. Yeah, so I won't lie to you, during my test, I had everything wide open. I almost filmed the road at the beginning. Damn, it didn't stop the cars. Then I removed the cars, but I thought, yeah, but actually it was still quite good, because if a car stops in front, well, there you go. So I included quite a few things. Well, it's clear that we're going to focus on humans. Every time someone came to the house, you know, bam, notification. And that was actually pretty interesting. Even the delivery people must have... Once again, I really like this, whether they were in front or they crossed my perimeter. The cat is really the thing. Day or night, plus it's black, the cat, there you go. It passes by and we could see it well, there you go. And I could even see it when it passed behind the gate. That is to say, at night, we close the gate. And it passed behind the gate, the camera managed to recognize it. So yes, it was the neighbor's cat. And some will say to me, yes, but then does it work with the neighbor lady's cat? Well, let's say yes, only if she enters my zone. That one, I'll leave to you. Well, after that, well, the cars, no problem. Each car, so what could be interesting is to say, well, there, I put the road in my zone where I don't want it to detect. I just simply want that when there's a car entering my place. So for example, it was me. Every time I took the car and left, bam, bada boom, detection. And when I came back, bam, bada boom, detection car. And that's where the Reolink app might go a little further. When you receive a notification, oh, a car just entered, exited, a cat just passed by. No, you watch the video. The video puts a small marker to tell you, this is the moment when the cat or the car was detected. And when you download, actually, you don't download the whole video, because you realize that, well, the camera sees before, it must have a buffer, and it sees after, and it sees the moment when it was detected, meaning it knew it was detected. That's why it had already recorded. So you can directly download. When you download, it directly downloads that portion for you. It doesn't download a minute of video for you. It downloads just the portion where, well, a little before, when the car comes out and when the car, there, it's gone, and then it stops. And so you have a file that you can send to the FBI. And since you understood that the camera recognized if it was a car, a human, or a cat, you will be able, through artificial intelligence, to go into the search tab and say to yourself, what are the videos then of animals? So there you select animals. So you will have all the videos with animals where you say each time there's a cat. And there, it will show you a cat. Or then, for example, you say each time there's a human with a red t-shirt. No. Yes, it wasn't me, but it's for the example. And finally, in the settings, you can decide, well, do I want to receive a notification each time or not? So you can either let it record like that, and in the evening review, saying who came to the house, how many cats, how many people, there you go. Either you can receive a notification each time, which might be a bit the point, but you might not want to be disturbed by that and decide to check out what happened in the evening. And finally, to finish, I will do some tests at night because I realize the lenses are ultra sensitive. It was dark. So I made a video with a Sony camera so you could see the difference where it was really dark. And the camera, it's like there was a little lighting. So when I use good lighting, not bad. But when I turned everything to dark, we realized that the camera captured super well. So it didn't need to always use either the flash or switch to infrared. Even if we will see that you can choose. After, once you are in the dark, either you leave it only in color mode and then it captures what it can, or you say, but I want the flash thing in automatic mode. So each time that, or you leave it in standby mode all night. So there will always be a little lighting. Or you say, I want it every time there's a detection, the camera can go into flash mode a bit. But you say, no, I prefer it not. I'm a bit sneaky. I don't want people to know. So I set it to infrared only. So only the infrared LEDs light up. And well, when there's detection, it records in black and white mode. Either you can say, I want a mix, meaning that when it estimates that black and white with infrared is fine, but if there isn't enough lighting, it can switch to color and a bit of flash mode. And all right, that makes it a bit like a disco if you have fun like me with the camera. In theory, it's meant for detection. And there was the case with the cat one evening when it arrived. It got hit by the flash in white mode. But since it's a cat, it looked at it, went, yeah, okay, and continued. It doesn't care. But let's say it's still very deterrent at first, because that is the strong point of this camera. One, it sees everything. Two, it can see a lot in the dark, or it can see in infrared, either in color or in black and white. Second, you can activate the flashes, and it's clear that, well, for me, I like to use the flash. For example, sometimes at night, I don't leave it on all the time. There you go. You set the flash for at least, you set the timer for 15 seconds or a minute. You know, you have lighting, detection, and that, look, even if there wasn't a camera, if someone walks past your place and sees the light turn on, it's already 20 or 30% deterrent. If in addition, there's someone around and they see that there's a camera in the middle, either you leave the camera's LED on or you turn it off. There you go. Once again, it's very deterrent. Otherwise, you can also use the siren. Otherwise, you can set it to always on or blinking or in black and white with the siren. There you go. You see, we can set it up as you like. Even if for now, I find that the automatic mode was, for me, the most, no, it's not like antibiotics, no, the most effective. Our camera is also compatible with Google, so it's compatible with the dev. But I have this thing with the screen. I don't know where it is. I have a thing with the screen where you can put Google. Okay, Google, show me thing and all well. For those who really want to go further by saying, yeah, because the phone there, you got the thing at home and all, it's compatible. So is this camera great? For me, really. So I put in the pros, the super wide angle, 180 degrees. It's true that it's a bit of a problem. It's yes, but is it motorized? Because we are told yes, but it's motorized. But while it's looking over there, while it's looking over here, it's not looking over there. For you see, so that having a camera with 180 degrees, let's say it sees almost everything. That's good. The super video quality is very, very good. And having two lenses, well, it's definitely better than one lens that covers everything, right? Here, we have two lenses that are good. They are very sensitive, meaning that even in the dark, they still see quite well. If they didn't see enough, we saw that we can also adjust the lighting from dim to bright in white or more in a yellow mode. And if you really want another thing, you know, you also have the infrared LEDs. So there you go, you really have all the solutions. I would have liked intelligent detection. What I really like about cameras is when I receive a detection, oh, something happened. Now I have something happened, it's a human or it's a car or it's an animal. There you go. Then you might say, but I'm not interested in animals. It's good to know something happened, that there was an animal. Then, oh, a little bird, there you go. And once again, you put it directly afterward. Through playback, you select a moment. You say, oh, look, there is, for example, this dog that went by my place, this cat, or there you go, this animal or this human. We're not going to make a joke about that. Or, for example, a car that stayed their thing too blue. Well, anyway, too long. I think maybe they're spying on me, but what are these people doing in front of my place? Are they selling drugs? It's about falling a little into psychosis. And once again, then the possibility, once it has detected something, to search via the AI, whether it's animals, cars, or the blue car that stays in front of my house. There you go. You will really be able to manage your life, and that's quite nice. The only negative points we could mention directly about the camera are its look, which is a bit strange and not too discreet, but at the same time, well, the fact of having it, let's say it will already do at least another 20 or 30% of the work without even turning on. And there you go. If you want something efficient, it's still pretty good. Some will tell me, yes, but there is no battery. The problem with batteries is that eventually your battery will die. You'll have to change it, recharge it, and all that. Again, it's more beneficial to use an external battery. We saw the small EcoFlow battery earlier, where we had small batteries with inverters that work very, very well and can act as a relay between your outlet if you want to set up a somewhat autonomous installation. Or yeah, put an external battery with a solar panel, external battery, and you plug your battery into it, bam, boom, you have enough sun, it doesn't consume a lot. And now I'm saying how much? How much for the camera in the showcase? Well, listen, 100, so it was 229 euros 99, but now it's on sale for 172 euros 49. That's a 25% discount. 172 bucks. I think the price is very reasonable for the camera, considering everything it can do. Well, it does too many things. Some will tell me, no, but I want just this solution, or this is the only thing I care about. The thing is, we're all a bit overkill, huh? We all want a smartphone that does everything and anything to do nothing. Here you have a camera and you say, yes, but if one day the configuration changes, or if I want to spy on it, switch to infrared mode, or then I'm going to turn on the flash, or I'm going to turn on the flashing flash, or I'm going to turn on the alarm, or then I'm going to put an insult in Chinese and all directly in the camera. You will really be able to manage your life. And through AI, I think the camera is really great. I'm eager to read your comments. Go ahead. You tell me in the comments, what do you think about this Reolink camera? Good, not good? What did you like? What didn't you like? The most important thing is to leave a comment and mention Reolink. I promise I answer all comments. When less than 6 months, because after that it starts to pile up. But I really do respond to all comments. So now's the time to test it. Do you really respond to comments if I write Reolink? You'll see it really works. There you go. As all thumbs are allowed. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. That's up to you. As your mother would say, you don't miss a thing. And thanks to your camera, you won't miss anything at all. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to not miss any of my videos. I have lots of really, really good products, and I'm quite happy because it's not like, yeah, it's the same, but we've gone from 6 megapixels to 12 megapixels.
It's the new one. There's AI, there are dual lenses, there are flashes, there's software that is very simple but very complete. I am very, very happy, and it has become my new camera. So like this, when I'm not here, I'm in another country, I know I can monitor a little bit. There's storage, everything is great. That's it. And well, yeah, I think I'm going to put it everywhere because really, I loved it.
That's all for today. Thank you for stopping by. It was a pleasure. Have a great day, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Keep up the morale, and above all, keep the house secure, because it's always when it's too late and you're traumatized because your car has been stolen or damaged, or if your garden gnomes have been taken, that you say, oh, if only I had a camera. Well, it's too late. The damage is done. So there you go. I put in once 172 euros and I got the camera. It's the top of the top. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth thing, memory, and everything. The camera is there. There I can say my garden gnomes are safe. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Stay positive, and above all, stay open-minded. And I adore you. I'll see you in a few days. Bye-bye.